gentlemen, 3i Infotech has a global footprint with a diverse talent pool comprising of over 4,200 employees, spread across 30 offices in 50 countries and serving over 1,000 clients, right? Being a truly global company serving several international markets, can you shed some light on your expansion plans and key growth markets in the coming few years? I mean, you could probably outline in the maybe next year or the next 2 to 3 years or longer. Yeah.
Yeah, see, some of the data which you spoke about could have been more on the 3i before the carve out, Ajay. So if you look at the new 3i where we are right now, I'll kind of break that into two parts for you. Where we are now strong is, of course, North American market is a strong geography for us. And we want to keep investing more in North America. That is, we are strong in United States, but we want to expand to Canada, right? And we already have a presence in Canada, but we want to expand into Canada as two parts. One is Canada is also going to become a nearshore delivery hub for USA, because now more and more, companies want it, near shore. They want to look at offshore only when there is a true requirement for certain talent. So that's a reality as well. So that's a key focus area. It's a big geography for us. 50% of our revenues come from there, so that will continue to be our top geography, right? That's one. The second important geography for us today is the Middle East market, right? And where Middle East as well, we are kind of want to expand rapidly because there's a huge opportunity for us to look at leveraging India today as a borderless workforce for Middle East. It's a huge opportunity. This is going to probably drive job opportunities in India because a lot of companies in Middle East are just talking about, can you move my entire department to India to save cost? So they're also sensitive, saying that, okay, I want to save the jobs of my employee, but by moving to India, can I reduce my cost to 50%? So all employees who are Indians could move to India and still retain the jobs and maybe work at Indian salaries. So this is a big opportunity today, which is happening. Second biggest trend in Middle East is also the opportunity for leveraging Eastern Europe. And Eastern Europe is going to be a very important geography for us from a center of excellence or a center of innovation perspective, because we have some extremely good product development capabilities, especially in the 5G space I'm speaking about in Eastern Europe. So we want to definitely leverage Eastern Europe in terms of Poland and Ukraine, Estonia. We want to kind of leverage these countries to service global markets and also to service Middle Eastern market, right? Of course, they will also support UK and Europe, but I'm just saying it's a strategy also from a supply demand perspective, and just giving that perspective. UK, Europe, and Africa, we were present, but we kind of lost ground there over a period of years, So this is a very clearly a win-back territory for us. We are very clearly focused in UK, Europe to win back our old customers, look at how we can get back our MSAs, expand our MSAs. And in Africa, our focus is predominantly into Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. That's where we are present. And we don't want to spread ourselves thin. We just want to stay focused on the geographies where we are there and then just expand on it. And then maybe after that, we would kind of expand. So that's on Africa. India, of course, is a big geography for us because it gives us almost 30% of our revenues today. And part of the large 10-year plan, Ajay, we spoke about, becoming $1 billion or 7,500 crores organic growth. India is going to be a very important growth driver. And we want to keep India as a separate, I would say, like a business geography or a business unit itself. So we are planning for around 2,500 crores in the next 9 years from just India alone. So India to India business it's a continent by itself, the way we look at it. and we are building different organization structures. I don't know whether you saw the latest, we just brought in a very senior executive from ex-IBM, Sifi Shashank, to just join us as a business head, only focused on India for digital IMS and cloud. So that's the kind of focus we are having for India. And we see huge acceleration of revenue. And so India is going to be a big focus area. And this will happen in parallel. If I go to the APAC territory, over a period of time, I had kind of lost ground. We are now focused immediately in Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. These are the 3 geographies where we have presence. We want to stay focused on them. And Malaysia is going to become a very important geography for us. We're also kind of piloting. It's not only, of course, we are working with, even in India, we work hugely with a lot of government institutions. We want to work with them as part of the India strategy, also try and see how to fuel that. So India is a separate engine by itself. Similarly, we want to look at very close collaborations with governments across the world. So Malaysia is something where we're looking at how we can work together, create a COI in Malaysia, which could be servicing Malaysia to Malaysia business, and also it could potentially be a near shore for the ASEAN territory, because everything is going to be digital powered BPaaS, right? So it becomes language agnostic. I can process Vietnamese in Malaysia because my computer vision reads Vietnamese, and I don't need real Vietnamese skill, so I just need human beings to kind of do the downstream. I'm just giving you an example. Similarly, Malaysia will also fuel the phase 2 would be, we want to kind of work on Japanese, Japan as a geography, and Australia as a geography. So broadly, I think that's our geography focus. So this year, if you ask me, we want to stay focused on where we are. So this year is a year of building our foundation, strengthening our foundation. So stay focused on North America, Middle East, India, ASEAN, and build the foundation for the balanced territories to win back our customers, and prepare for the assault into Japan and Australia is what we'll focus, Ajay.
Sure. Thank you for that insightful response. Yeah, I think the next question that I have for you is, there's a lot of I think 3i Infotech has put out news regarding hiring, and there are a lot of hiring plans coming year, including this coming quarter. Keeping that in mind, there'll be a lot of your potential employees as well as your current employees will be very keen to hear from you on the question on, with the new normal, which we have come to know has completely changed the way the work is carried out, right, across organizations. In this remote work setup, what are some of the initiatives or measures 3i Infotech has taken to drive better productivity and overall well-being of its employee? Because at the end of it, there are people do get burnt out, because of the stress, and this entire work from home, remote working is something which is very new to a lot of us. So what is 3i Infotech doing around it? So if you can just throw some light.
Yeah, it's a great question, Ajay. So there are 2 parts. One is, as I said, people are going to be core to our strategy, right? We really relook at every aspect of the people strategy, right? Right from retraining them, reskilling them, kind of repurposing them in line with the strategy. That's what we're doing across people. We are over-investing in learning and development of our employees, because we firmly believe that the skill change is extremely important. So for us, we want to see how we can reskill our 4,500 workforce, because the world is not going to be, the linear growth is all over, right? It's not that even with the 4,500 employees, we can double our revenues, because the world has changed. We can double our profits. So the skill mix has to change. So one of the important areas we are investing, even in this pandemic, is that how do we kind of constantly help our employees to upskill themselves? That's very, very important. Second, also, we are also helping with the entire culture change program from top down. As I'm speaking to you, we've already done a program for our top 100 leaders in the company, and we're also trying to see how we can cascade it down. These are second initiatives. The third initiative we are doing, the people side, is we want to translate the goals which is at my level, at an organization level, to the last person in the company. So we are into an exercise of translating these goals into really smart goals, right? Very clear objective KPIs and metrics till the last man. So we're doing this goal translation and goal congruence. It's very important. To your point, how you're going to measure, because this clarity of thought in terms of performance management framework is extremely important, Ajay, to kind of keep people extremely focused in this type of scenarios, right? People can't have grace at this point of time. You know, it's kind of, so people should know exactly, this is what I'm expecting to deliver. I do this, everything is good for me, you know. So we want to kind of build this transparent, open culture, right? Remove subjectivity out of it. Keep it very objective. We also want to drive the culture of the how part of it. So what is not the only criteria? What is always, we are all very worried about the what, all the numbers, but the how is very important. I spoke about the values. So we want to kind of measure the values, how you delivered. So to that point, to your core issues, work from home, pros and cons, if you look at it, we need to drive a workforce who's highly efficient, which I keep saying you need to complete your work in 9 hours. So if you don't finish your work in 5 working days in 45 hours, I think there's nothing wrong with the company. I think you need to kind of introspect and figure out that something's wrong the way you've been going out, or maybe you're not efficient enough. You need to figure out and eliminate the waste. So we are strongly pushing this culture to stop work by 9 hours and 10 hours in a day. That's about it. We want people, that's the first important point we are trying to drive, and see how we can eliminate waste to help employees manage a better work-life balance, the way I look at it. Because at home, it all gets blurred now, correct? But still, how do you manage that? The second is also, we are also pushing our employees to say, how do you invest your Saturdays? Maybe it could be fun-based learning. Use it for your own learning. So we're also trying to devise programs for that, so that they could leverage these programs, which would be fun as well as upskilling for themselves. Because it's very important for them, because they are, again, investing in their own careers. It's like a time off from mundane work. You invest 4 hours and upskill yourself, learn something new, get certified, put up your hand and say, I'm going to get ready for this new job. Because see, I think everybody have to kind of future-proof themselves, every employee, because disruption is also going to disrupt employees' livelihood. So it's very important they kind of manage that. Third, also, we are trying to change the culture also in terms of, I spoke about the values in terms of leadership with empathy. It's very important because in this trying time, leaders have to have empathy, because employees going through a lot of issues. It's not just work from home. You might have a loved one who's sick at home. You probably lost a loved one. How are you sensitive to all this? So as a culture, we have to be sensitive. We have to figure out a way to respond and be more. I think this is the time where we have to be more human as an organization, right? So it's very important that that human touch increases. The more and more humanites and digital come in, Ajay, we have to get more human, in my view. So I think that's my thoughts on this, Ajay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thompson, for taking time out. I mean, it was wonderful conversing, talking to you, and look forward to another session sometime soon.
Thank you, Ajay. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.